Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. I'm just going to wait for everybody to join. Okay. We have some people live. Just going to wait a couple more minutes because it's day 3, and I'm really excited to bring you guys some really amazing information today. So let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm curious to know who's joining me live. Leave a comment, say hello, tell me where you're joining in live from. I'm super curious to hear. Okay, so excuse me, after doing this training for the last few days, I'm energized, but at the same time, I'm starting to feel a little under the weather. I don't know if it's the season changing. So let me know where you're joining in from. I'm here in Dubai. The weather here is incredible. We're just going to give it another minute because I really want to make sure that people who want to join live have the opportunity. And in the meantime, I'm going to just go ahead and jump in and welcome you. We are here. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to day 3. Oh my God, we made it to day 3 of the Passionate Counselor Pivot. And I'm so excited for those of you who are here. And hello to everybody who's watching the replay. I'm getting so many messages from people watching the replay. So all of you who are watching the replay, I'm excited for you also to be here. So thank you for taking the time out of your day, again, for watching all the replays, for sending me all those love notes of how much it's already impacted you and you feel like you're getting a lot of value. So I'm super happy for that. And today, I'm excited for today. It's like one of my favorite days because we're going to be talking about acing your interview. And I know that that's one of the biggest hurdles that people experience when it comes to getting hired in premium international schools. So we're going to get super duper grounded in your skills and create unwavering belief no matter what your background is. So we're going to get into that in just a few minutes. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Let me know who's here. Drop, a little hello in the chat. Tell me where you're joining in from. I'm so happy everybody's here joining live. It just makes it so much more exciting. You're in for a super duper treat today. So let me know where you're joining in from. Okay, before we start, I'm curious to hear how you're feeling today. Give me one word in the chat about how you're feeling. If you watch the replays, like has anything landed for you in the last couple days? I'd love to know. Give me a little update, even if it's just one word. Okay. I can tell you what I'm feeling, and I'm feeling so proud of all of you because you could be missing this training. Hi, amazing. You're feeling amazing. That's so good. Yay. I can tell you that I'm feeling so proud of all of you because you could be missing this training, but you did not have to come here today, and you don't have to be watching the replay, but you are here. You are devoting this time to you and your professional growth. So I just really want to celebrate you for being here, willing to be stretched and feeling expanded. So I'm feeling so proud of all of you guys. And I have a surprise for those of you who are here today that are joining live, and I'm going to give you that surprise a little bit later on. It's literally worth like $1,000. And yesterday, I gave you guys a bonus that was worth $2,000, and I'm going to tell you all about this at the end of the training. And as I said, we're going to be talking about how to confidently ace the interview process so that you have employers move you from the we must hire you category versus the we'll call you later category. I'm sure you guys have experienced that before where people are like, we'll call you later. We're going to interview some other people. So we're going to move you out of that category today. And so I'm excited to share all of this with you. I promise you, I was going to bring $10,000 worth of value today and throughout this training. And just today on its own is going to be just as amazing. But before we begin, I want to address something that has come up in my DMs because we've been getting a lot of applications for the Confident Counselor program. And I know so many people are new in my world. And so in case you don't know what I'm talking about, yesterday I opened the doors to the Confident Counselor program, which is my signature one-on-one coaching program. And it has helped my clients elevate their confidence in mastering the college counseling skills so that they get hired in premium international schools. So I'm so delighted to see your applications. And also I'm getting a lot of questions that I want to answer right now because it's kind of like the same flavor of questions. So I'm going to just take a couple minutes to do that. And then we're going to jump into the training. Number one, people are talking about how they're nervous to make an investment, and I get it. There's nervousness around making this investment, and you might be wondering if you're like the right fit. And let me break it down for you so you can determine if this is the right program for you. The first thing to know is that you don't have to be already working in a school, okay? And you don't need to have prior certifications under your belt. What I want you to ask yourself first is, if I were to give you one student tomorrow, would you feel confident in your ability to guide them through something, anything that you are really incredibly knowledgeable about? Or if I were to give you five people or students, would you feel passionate about giving them some sort of transformation that they need, whatever it is that you're super knowledgeable in? And if your answer is yes to any of that, then absolutely you're a right fit for my program. It doesn't matter where you fall on the counselor scale, the one we discussed on day one. So if you haven't had a chance to watch day one replay, go back and watch that. Some people are saying to me, like, Katrina, I'm really good at connecting with parents and students, but I'm not entirely sure about the steps to guide them. And like one of my clients, she was a teacher and had her own children currently in secondary school right now. And all of her friends, all of their friends, I should say, like in their age group, are going to her asking questions about careers and future pathways, etc. And she was initially telling them, like, hey, I wish I could help you. And when she brought this to our coaching sessions, I was like, oh no, we're going to move you out of this category to, oh, I know exactly how to help you, right? So it's about that confidence. Hey, everybody that's joining, make sure you tell me like where you're joining in from. Let me know who's here. Leave a comment down in the chat. I love to just know who's watching, tuning in live. I'm so happy that you're here. Okay. So that's where I come in. I'm confident in helping you build those skills so you can confidently provide transformative guidance in diverse student populations. So that's the first question I've been getting. The second question I've been getting is about the nervousness around investing in my program, investing a lot of money. And I get it. There is nervousness about investing in this program. For those of you that don't know, the Confident Counsel program is an investment of $3,500. However, if you pay in full, you'll receive the early bird discount of $1,000 off. Otherwise, the price goes up to $3,500 next week. And yes, it's not a small investment. It's not cheap, and I totally understand that. But let me ask you this: imagine you're building your dream home, where you had it on your vision board and with your dream home on it. And it's a place where you want to live forever, where you want to pass it down to your family, your children. And now picture this: you've secured the land, you're ready to build, you decide to hire the cheapest contractors to bring your dream home to life. What do you think would happen when you hire the cheapest people? Okay. I've heard countless stories. Like my old landlord, like years ago, she hired cheap contractors for her property. And instead of taking a few months of the renovations, it took over a year to make any renovations. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Drop in the chat where you're joining in from. I'm so curious. So when you invest in cheap, the quality is compromised, delays are rampant. And what's the end result? Far from the vision that you probably had. So let's think about this for your career. Are you trying to grow in your career that stands the test of time using cheap materials and contractors? Or are you trying to piece things together, like duct tape things, instead of investing in the right guidance and tools? The truth is, if you build your dream career with subpar resources, you're setting yourself up for frustration, setbacks, and even failure. So investing in the right support, whether it's building your dream home or creating a thriving career, it's essential for long-term success. So what is truly expensive is when you compare it to cheap options. All right. And number three, this is the last question I've kind of been getting, and then we're going to jump into the training. So I know many people have regrets about past investments. Making a new investment can feel scary, especially when you've had bad experiences where you feel like you didn't get the results you wanted. But here's what I want you to remember: every investment you've ever made has helped you get to where you are today. And I really want you to forgive yourself for any decisions you've made in the past, because they've led you to this moment. You know what's right for you. This is the wisdom that empowers you to make all the decisions, and this will truly have a lasting impact on your life. Okay. So there's so much beauty in reflection on past investments, because the only way you'll feel good about your future decisions is by learning from your past experiences. Whether you join the Confident Counselor program or not, you joining this program doesn't have an effect on me. However, I'm really committed to helping those of you who already feel ready, but might have a little bit of doubt. If you've ever thought, am I making the right decision? Trust me, you are. And I want you to build that trust in yourself and see all the lessons you've learned from every investment you've ever made in the past. And I have invested in so many programs and mentors myself, so I know what it feels like. And I felt called to them. And I mean, my last mentor, I was feeling so scared, you guys. I literally invested $11,000 in my past mentor, and I was scared as hell. Okay. But spending that type of money, it wasn't easy for me. And as soon as I did take that leap, I felt like a premium client. My energy was buzzing, and I actually made that money back within several months. And once I got into her coaching, she completely changed my life, even long after the investment was done with her. And some other programs I was a part of were truly life changing, and some were, well, disappointing. Like that does happen. However, all of those gave me the incremental upgrades I needed. So trusting yourself is key. Even if you're uncertain, borrow my belief, you guys, that you have the potential, and believe in what you want over and over and over again. Okay, I've seen it happen with my clients. When you trust yourself, amazing things unfold. So before you apply, reflect on your journey so far and bring that confidence into your application. Like no regrets, only growth. Let yourself step into that next stage of your career and trust that you're making the right decision. All right. So let's talk about the bonuses when you apply, because I promised you that there was going to be a phenomenal bonus added today. And then I'm going to get into the training. I promise, I promise. So thank you all for staying with me. All right. So when you apply and pay in full, here's what's waiting for you. First, you'll get the $1,000 off the total price. Then you're going to receive an extra month of coaching with me. That's a full month of additional magic. Normally my program is 2 months, but you're going to get 3 months of transformation. And finally, you'll have access to my online modules for a full year. Normally my clients only get it for 6 months, but you're going to have it all year long. Now, if paying in full isn't an option for you, don't worry. I've got a payment plan available, but just keep in mind that you won't qualify for the other bonuses I mentioned. Okay, so here's the exciting part. I've got one more exclusive bonus to share with you, and I'm saving that for the end of the training. Well, maybe I should just tell you guys now because you're already here. Okay, so when you guys, no, I'm going to save it for the end of the training. Okay, so when you guys officially start, we're going to start the first week of January 2025. So however, if you join early, you can jump into the modules and the resources straight away. This gives you time to start working through all the content and let it really sink into your bones before we even begin. So if you're ready to go all in, drop "I'm ready" in the comments. Let's do this. Let's go. All right. Like I'm pumped, you guys. I've been looking forward to these 3 days for like a week now. So I'm so excited. Okay. So now I want to address why I'm even credible to be giving today's training. Okay. You guys are probably like, who is this lady? Why is she even giving advice about interview processes? So I want to take a moment to share why I feel confident in guiding you through this process. Okay. No, I do not work in HR, human resources, but I have seen firsthand countless potential candidates vying to work at top international schools. And over the years, I have had the privilege of working at an outstanding institution where I have helped build and refine departments. This experience has given me a very keen eye for identifying who has the potential to be an exceptional candidate in a counseling department. And on the flip side, you guys, I've also worked with individuals who were hired despite not having extensive years of experience, multiple degrees, or certifications. They were hired because of their likability. Okay. They weren't always the most ideal candidate, but they were hired for the personality, maybe some resilience that they needed to thrive. So trust me when I say I can filter out both logically and intuitively who is the ideal fit. Okay. Many people I've worked with, I've been able to have like, I don't know, laser precision on this. Okay. So trust me. All right. I also know the right types of questions to ask to ensure candidates are prepared to excel in a robust international environment. No, I'm not trying to be mean when I say this, but like I want to help you develop the backbone necessary to stand out. So I'm curious, like, what was one piece of interview advice that you were given that was just not in agreement with you? Like, I'd love for you to share something in the chat so we can all kind of hear, like, what's the general advice that you're typically given. Okay. And you've probably heard people say things like, don't be nervous, you know your stuff. While they mean well, let's be honest, that advice isn't really helpful. How many of you guys have heard that information before? Like, don't be nervous, you know what you're doing. I mean, if it were that simple, you guys, you wouldn't feel nervous in the first place. Okay. Another common tip that is so common is people say, review the job description. Sure, that sounds like a good starting point, but let's dig a little bit deeper. Job descriptions are often templated, like they're like a template. Yeah, you were told that, right? I know, like it's general advice. So, um, review the job description. So a lot of like people, they read the job description, it's often templated. Sometimes it's even outdated or incomplete. And most will include like very vague phrases like additional task assigned. Have you guys ever seen that? Additional task assigned or instructed or whatever, right? Like, what does that mean? It's so vague, which means that there could be more to the role than what's actually written. And you need to be ready to address those hidden elements with confidence and flexibility. Okay. And then there's the advice about being enthusiastic and high vibe energy. All right. Of course, you should remain and aim to be present with yourself in a positive light. Like it's important to show up, and as a positive person. But let's face it, life happens. And what's more important is your ability to self regulate your emotions, no matter what's going on in your personal life. Like you could be having like a million things around you falling apart, and you can't let those circumstances dictate how you feel in the interview. So that's what will help you show up as a composed professional self regulation. All right. Let's talk about the common mistakes that could be holding you back from landing your dream counseling job. Okay. These are the things that I've seen over and over again. And chances are you might be doing some of these without even realizing it. And if you know anything about me, I really work a lot with mindset and energy. So give me the word mistake in the chat if you're ready to hear them. Okay. Give me the word mistake in the chat if you're ready to hear these 3 mistakes that you're probably making without even realizing. Okay. Number one. Number one is coming in with convincing energy. Okay. Convincing energy. Whoever is interviewing you will feel this. You're approaching, you're approaching the interview trying to convince them to pick you. Okay. This energy can feel forced and unnatural, and it shifts your focus to proving your worth. All right. Instead of showing up as the confident counselor you already are. All right. Number two is nervous energy, letting that nervous energy taking over the interview. When you're so nervous that you struggle to speak clearly, or even worse, you freeze in the middle of a question, that can be like paralyzing for you, right? And this often happens because you're too focused on saying the right thing instead of just trusting yourself. We talked a lot about this in the last couple of days of trusting yourself and having emotional regulation. All right. And number three, you might be giving off desperation energy. All right. Whether you realize it or not, your body language, your tone, or even the way you respond to questions might scream, I really need this job. And we don't want that, right? Employers pick up on that desperation energy, and it makes them question your confidence and capability. So, the bottom line, when you're stuck in convincing, nervous, or desperate energy, it's hard for the interviewer to see your true value, to see you as that confident leader counselor. But when you come in with confidence, calmness, clarity, you can really like make it easy for them to say, we want you, we love you, we want to hire you. Like that is the vibe we want to go for, right? So take a moment to check in with yourself before your next interview. Are you bringing any of these energies into the room? And if so, it's time to reset, refocus, and that is what I help my clients with as they step into the role as a confident counselor at premium international schools. Okay. So I'm curious to ask you guys, what is your go-to method? What is your go-to method for getting ready for an interview? Share something in the chat with me. I'm so curious. Like, what is your go-to method? Like, do you guys like breathe or meditate? Do you listen to music? Like, what is the thing that you guys do? Okay. Oh, so let's start with a simple and powerful truth that many of us probably don't even think about, but this is like something that's going to really ground us for today's training and help you stand out in the interview process. So let's start with this one powerful truth. Our walking music, yeah, that's a very good therapeutic thing to do to calm down your nerves. Absolutely. Let's start with the simple but powerful truth. Our circumstances trigger our thoughts. Okay. Our thoughts create our feelings, and our feelings fuel our actions, and our actions create our results. And when we truly understand and harness this process, you can create the life you've always dreamed of or not, depending on what you are thinking. Um, and this is something that my mentor taught me, and this simple formula literally applied to everything in my life. All right. So now let's break that down, that four-step process. Okay, you are in need of a job for whatever the reason is. So job searching is your circumstance. And if your past few interviews for positions haven't gone well, it's probably because you didn't know how to truly communicate your value. Meaning, if you can't communicate what makes you the ideal candidate or the perfect candidate, you're going to overthink things. And long after the interview has passed, it's going to leave you feeling like, ugh, I hate interviewing. Why do I have to go through this again? And it perpetuates a negative feeling. Okay. That negative feeling every time you think about having to go through this process, every time you have to go into an interview. And when you overthink, you second guess yourself. You get stuck in self-doubt, you're paralyzed by their questions, like I mentioned, and you're unsure of your answers, okay? This then creates the same result of you not getting better quality job opportunities. You are getting a result, however, it's not the result that you actually want. All right, so do you see how those things correlate? So, my goal today is to show you just how simple this process can be, and I want to help you focus on what truly matters in your interview. We'll uncover some essential things that you might not even realize are holding you back so you can walk into your next interview with so much confidence. It's your job, really, it's really your job to make this so easy for the hiring team to be like, yes, we love you. We want to hire you. All right. This is your job to make it easy for them. Okay. When they meet you, they should instantly see the value you bring and feel excited about offering you a second interview, or better yet, a job. Okay. And let me be very, 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 very clear. When you're interviewing, when you're interviewing them just as much as they're interviewing you. Okay. So you're going to be showing up as if you're interviewing them just as much as they're interviewing you. All right. And if you do receive a no, all right, because you're probably thinking, like, well, what if I don't get the job? And if you do receive a no, you have to really trust that this was not the right place for you, and job opportunities that match your self concept, the way you think about yourself, and the belief you have about yourself will show up. These are just facts, you guys. Remember, it goes back to the energy you are bringing, all right, and the way you think about yourself. All of this is kind of interconnected, the mind body thought process. Okay, so here are the upgrades. Are you guys ready? So here are the upgrades that premium international schools value when you are interviewing with them. Type 1 in the chat if you're ready for the first upgrade. Type 1 in the chat if you're ready. I'm super excited. I've been looking forward to this. You guys have no idea. Like, I've been looking forward to like talking about all of these things because I really want you guys to level up. Right now it's recruitment season. So let's jump into number one. Number one, are you guys ready? Drop the hope and lead with confidence. That is number one. Here's the deal. You can just hope and pray for a good outcome, but hope won't carry you through uncertainty or ease your anxiety. You need to take control of the process. All right. Show up as a confident leader who knows their worth and can clearly articulate it. And whenever I go into an interview, I talk to myself. I coach myself. I remind myself that I am the best choice for the job, period. And I tell myself that they need me. I repeat this over and over and over again, almost like I've reprogrammed my mind. And this unwavering belief has become like second nature for me. And now I truly believe that getting jobs are like super easy for me. Like this is like a belief I have hardwired into my brain. And the emotions behind it match this thought. And I literally had a job interview last year, you guys, and I was not looking at all, right? And I knew in the interview I had the job. Actually, I felt this even before I went into the interview, and I felt it in my body. And I was just like, yes, this is mine. This is my job. Like, I know. And I've also helped my clients with overcoming perfectionism by coaching them through a similar process. And one of my clients, we recorded a coaching session, and I had her rewatch it as if it was like her homework, right? So I had her do the questions that I would ask somebody, and she got to see like how she performed the first time. And in our session, I provided honest, constructive feedback, and that prepared her for the real interview questions, right? The questions beyond the typical, like, tell me about yourself, right? And I ensure you that my clients are like ready for everything, like every type of question. And in our next session, we went through the same exact exercise again, practicing interview questions, and she blew my mind with her answers. I was so impressed. And if I was like hiring people, I would have hired her on the spot. She was like, she wasn't ready for just the basics. She was ready for the nitty gritty questions that employees will be asking you, questions designed to challenge, probe, and really test her understanding. Okay. Seeing her transformation has shown me how powerful self-confidence and self-belief in succeeding at interviews really is. Okay. And preparing for interviews is all about more than just answering questions. It's about the confidence and belief in yourself. So let me say this. You control the following things: what you say, how you say it, your emotions, and your thoughts. All right. Certainty creates confidence, and confidence removes any confusion, and both for you and the people you are interviewing with. All right. Give me number 2 in the comments if you're ready for the second upgrade. Okay. Number two is Know your X factor. To make a strong impression, you need to communicate your X factor, the unique qualities that make you the perfect fit for this role. And here's the key: keep it simple. Less is more. So, one of my X factors in my interviews is sharing how I help remove the fear and the anxiety of applying to college. And I help students and parents feel super duper confident before they even click the submit button. This is something I can really do well, and I have a very clear systematic method that I walk my students through so they feel like they have a clear pathway forward. And this can be part of the tell me about yourself interview question. Like, this is a very specific example, but this is where you get to really display your magical X factor as an international college counselor. So don't try to say like everything at once. Instead, focus on these few essentials. Like, know your knowledge. Okay, show that you understand the role, the school, the students. This is something we talked about yesterday in the anatomy of a premium international school, and be ready to answer questions about curriculum, university guidance, and even tricky scenarios like managing difficult parents. Two, your impact. You want to share very clear examples of the results you've achieved, programs you've implemented, students you've supported, and the problems you've solved. And number three is your leadership. You want to demonstrate that you're not only applying for a job, you're stepping into a role where you can lead, you can innovate, and you can create value. All right. So when you simplify how you can help students, you make it easy for the hiring team to say, yes, we want you. Okay. How is that sounding, you guys? Like, let me know if this is resonating with you. I'm so curious if this is like, if something's sinking in. So let's move on to number three. Type three in the chat if you're ready for the third upgrade. Type number three in the chat if you're ready for the third upgrade. All right, number three. I want you to own the interview, okay? Own it. Own it as if you set up the interview yourself, right? This is where the magic happens. You're not just answering questions, you're commanding the interview with confidence and clarity. Many principals or school leaders have never been college counselors themselves. They have no idea what you probably actually do. Like, they have some idea, but not entirely. Okay. So that's your opportunity to step in as an expert. Explain what a great counseling program could look like, and don't be afraid to educate them about the work that you do. Okay, I want you to use real examples to show how you've solved problems or have driven results. We talked a lot about this yesterday. And showing that you know how to run a successful program, whether it's managing data, building relationships with universities, or supporting student well being, all of that counts. And lastly, I want you to speak like someone who is already a part of the team. Okay. Like as if you've already been hired. Okay. This is kind of like the secret sauce. You want to offer ideas and solutions instead of just answering questions. So, all of these things are going to help position you in a whole nother category when you step into an interview. Drop the word landing in the comments if any of this is resonating with you. I'm super curious if this is resonating at all. For those of you who are noticing this and you're thinking like, whoa, I've been seeing my skills and abilities through the wrong lens, that's okay. That's okay. You now have a new perspective, all right? And this shift is available to you. And now you need to let your mind catch up with your body and your reality. You might logically understand all of this, but perhaps there's a piece where you're not fully confident in owning your past experiences, your past skills, and your self-concept because it hasn't fully landed in your body yet. Okay. And if you're ready to feel that deep sense of confidence, of course, like my clients, then I'd love to invite you to apply for the Confident Counselor Program. This is exactly what we focus on, helping you get so grounded in your confidence as an international college counselor that you feel this unwavering belief in it, in yourself specifically. All right. So, by joining in today's live training, and if you make the decision to take advantage of all of these bonuses, all right, here's the final bonus. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? I'm so excited. All right, you guys get to join. This is the final bonus that I've been so excited to share with you. You guys get to join my VIP group coaching day at the end of this coming week. All right, like it's Monday right now, and we're having the group coaching at the end of this week. And what does that mean? What that means is you will get to be in the energy of my clients who have already decided to go for what they want and do things differently and show up for themselves. And in this VIP group coaching day, you'll feel so supported. And I want you all to know that I care so deeply about my clients and I have your back immediately before we even start the one-on-one coaching program. So if you're looking for If you're looking for that support around this, I want you to listen closely because, again, I want to personally and officially invite you to apply for the Confident Counselor program. It is a 2-month experience designed to help you build your confidence in international college counseling. Okay. So that confidence can lead to job offers and exciting opportunities for you. All right. You know you're amazing, but college counseling might not be your zone of genius, or you have some experience depending on where you fall on the counselor scale, which we talked about a few days ago. And that's exactly what we've been diving into over the past few days. And if that resonates with you and you know you have the potential to make a significant impact in creating more opportunities for yourself, working in better schools, reaching a wider community, I want you to know that I'm confident in my ability to help you, okay? And I've been doing this for years, you guys. Literally, this is truly my zone of excellence, my zone of genius. I know what I'm doing. I've mentored so many people through this. So, what exactly happens inside of the Confident Counselor program? First, we unlock your professional abilities. We'll create a tailored plan to identify your current skills that position you as a confident leader in international college counseling so it aligns with your values and career goals. Then I help you master counseling skills needed to thrive in international school settings, and I'll help you develop the in-demand skills that international schools are looking in their top tier candidates. All right. And lastly, I help you feel confident to lead, inspire, and get hired. Once your counseling skills are refined, we create a personalized plan that feels super authentic to you, helping you take your career to literally the next level. All right. And again, we do not focus on that convincing energy, the energy we talked about earlier in this program. Instead, we will lead with your self sufficiency and self belief to achieve just like miracles and miraculous results. And when you're a part of my world, I help you literally hold the belief for yourself, which will allow you to relax and trust the process a little bit more, which is how you actually achieve results. And this is what makes my program premium. All right. So if this level of support is what you're craving, I'd love to invite you to apply. And here's how it works. You can send in your application with your heart and soul, everything about your career, and I will review it. And if I believe that we are a perfect fit for one another, I will extend an invitation. And I only say yes to candidates who I believe will get results. Okay. I'm not going to just like have you sign up just because. I really want to make sure that we're the right fit. And there have been times where I have had to say no with so much love because my approach is highly selective and I want to ensure that every client I work with is set up for success. So when you're accepted, you'll receive a message to access them. You'll receive access to have access to the program modules right away, allowing you to start making changes and upgrades in your career immediately. I truly believe there's no better place to find this kind of high touch support. I've done my market research. There's no other place like this. And my clients often share how transformative their experience has been. And it's something I'm incredibly proud of. So if you're ready to take this step, trust yourself, apply, at minimum, apply, and think beyond the next few months. Think about building an incredible career. You'll receive a follow-up email with all the details and let me know if there's anything else before I provide the homework. Is there anything else you guys have questions about or anything else? All right. So here's the homework that I want you to do. This exercise is going to have you reflect on why anyone will want to hire you. I want you to try and come up with 25 reasons, minimum, 25 reasons why anyone would want to hire you. All right. And you might come up with more, or you might struggle with getting to 25. Nonetheless, this exercise will increase your confidence and self belief. Okay. And this exercise is powerful before you go into any interview. This is your secret sauce. So I really want you to like really reflect on this final assignment. All right. Before you go, I'm curious to hear how you're feeling right now. We've covered so much potent, amazing, incredible insights and upgrades and information throughout the last couple days. What is it changing anything for you? How are you guys feeling? Okay, amazing, good, awesome. It's changing the way we normalize the international college counseling industry. So I'm super excited, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me on the last couple days. It's been just incredible to like serve you and be a mentor for all of you. And if you're watching the replay, I'm super excited to hear what your takeaways are. And if there are no questions, we're going to end today's training. All right. Okay, my loves. For those of you who are watching the replay, enjoy. I'm going to be sending out everything in just a few hours and I'm going to head out. Thank you guys so much for joining today's Confident Counselor Pivot and the last 3 days. It's been just such a pleasure. So I wish you guys all a beautiful day ahead and I'll talk to you soon.